Okay, so let's get cracking on lesson 4.1, which is preparing our chart of accounts. The first thing I want to do is compare and contrast a journal versus a ledger. So we have been using the journal. We will be moving to the ledger in Unit 4, and so I want to compare the differences between the two forms. So when we journalize things, this was a summary of every single transaction that affected our business, and so it was lots and lots of accounts. In fact, it was every single account could be journalized in that journal. And those were organized by debits and credits for each transaction. So you'll see a picture of the journal down here at the bottom. That's what we covered in Unit 3. In Unit 4, we're going to be using what's called a ledger, and we're going to be taking all of our information from the journal and doing what's called posting to the ledger. So a ledger summarizes all transactions for a single account. So where the journal was using every single account, the ledger is just going to focus on one of those accounts, and it'll be every transaction that affects that one account. So we'll still have the debit and credit that affects that one account, but now we're going to add a balance column in our ledger. So this is a picture of a ledger, and you'll see it says account, and that will be for just one single account. So we'll have a ledger for cash, we'll have a ledger for accounts receivable, we'll have a ledger for supplies, and so on and so forth. And every single transaction that affected supplies in the journal will get posted into this supplies general ledger. The only difference here is we're adding this balance account so we can keep a running total of our supplies. So one more vocab word for you is the general ledger. When we say the general ledger in a business or in an accounting sense, we are talking about all the ledgers that are needed for our financial statements. So as I said, you're going to have a ledger for every single account you have: cash, accounts receivable, supplies, prepaid insurance, accounts payable, capital drawing, sales, and all your expenses. When you take all of those ledgers and you stick them together, that is the general ledger. So think of it as one big book. And like I said, it's going to include all the ledgers from the chart of accounts. So if you're like, okay, you told us lesson 4.1 was on the chart of accounts and you've mentioned it like 5 times and you haven't told us what the heck the chart of account is, let's go over that right now.